Today, we're going to dive into a coding question that was asked by DeltaX recently. The question says, in order to uniquely identify the devices on the computer network, each device is allotted an Internet Protocol address. There are two versions of address formats in use. That is IPv4, which is 32 bits in length, and IPv6 having 128 bits. Modern devices use IPv6, but in order to communicate with devices supporting only IPv4, the conversion from IPv4 to IPv6 and vice versa. This question basically asks you to convert an IPv4 address to an IPv6 address. I'll walk you through this simple Python code that takes an IPv4 address and converts it into an IPv6 format. Here's the code we'll be working with today. Before we get into the details, let's break down what we're trying to accomplish. IPv4 is the traditional IP addressing system like 192.168.10.92. IPv6, on the other hand, is the newer format, which looks a lot different. In this case, we'll be transforming an IPv4 address into a special type of IPv6 address called IPv4 map IPv6 addresses. Let's dive into the code line by line. We start with a function called convert to IPv6, which takes an IPv4 address as an argument. Now, one quick special case is for the loopback address, 127.0.0.1. In IPv6, the loopback address is represented by :1. So if the input is 127.00.1, we just return : 1 right away. This special case was already mentioned in the question if you missed it. Now, let's deal with a regular IPv4 address. The first thing we do is split the address using dot as the separator. This gives us the 4 octets, which are individual parts of the IPv4 address. Next, we convert each octet from decimal to hexadecimal using this list comprehension. The hex function in Python converts a number to its hexadecimal form, and the 2: part just removes the 0x prefix that Python adds by default. Now that we have our octets in hexadecimal form, we combine the first 2 hex octets and the last 2 hex octets. Why do we do this? Well, when creating an IPv4 mapped IPv6 address, we need to group the first 2 and the last 2 together for proper formatting. Finally, we create the IPv6 address by adding a special marker :FFF:, which indicates that this is an IPv4 mapped IPv6 address. Then, we insert our 2 groups of hexadecimal octets. The function returns the final IPv6 address. Here's an example with the IPv4 address 192.168.10.92. We run the function and convert it to an IPv6 address, and here's the result. Let me know what other topics you want a video on. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.